There we go. So Joe's going to kick this off going through with the need for Google reviews, and then we'll go through a process that we have used here at Genesis for a long time, for years, and that we're helping other agencies do now for anyone who wants to do it, or they can set their own up. Just to at least show you the framework of what we do. You can either go set that up yourself through automation, or we've got some pretty cool automated tools that we're able to show you today through a new product that we're selling called Genesis Link. Um, so, Joe, I think if that's enough, you can add some more opening comments if you like. I'll go on mute because Lisa's behind me in a meeting talking as well, and then I'll come off mute, I'm sure, way too often to interject comments. And Christy's going to be watching chat, so you may want to start out, Joe, just by getting people to kind of tell us where they're calling from.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Eddie. So yeah, as Eddie was saying, feel free to throw in the chat where you're joining us from. We'd love to hear, the state and city or wherever you guys are joining us from. We try to have a presence across all 50 states if we can. So thanks for joining us. You guys can see my screen, correct?
We can. And Joe, I'll mention, please comment like Joe said. I'm actually going to find my chat and do the same thing. And what we're going to do at the end of this, for anyone who wants a free gift, we're going to give you a free gift. Everyone that's on this call at the end, we'll just let you opt in, like tell us, and it's no, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to come to another meeting or anything. Just tell us, and it's going to be a free Genesis T-shirt or something like that. But we'll give everyone option to get that at the end of the call. So we're going to want you to do that by kind of putting that in notes as well.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. And typically how we do this, Christy on our sales team, she's going to be working the chat while I'm presenting. So feel free to ask any questions while I'm rambling here. Christy will try to address them one by one as she can. And then, as Eddie said, we'll allow anybody to unmute themselves if they want. And we can just have an open discussion and answer any questions and talk about the t-shirt or whatever we'd like to, whatever Genesis swag we can throw your way. So I always like to pull this screen up in every meeting that I do. The core product that we sell here is the agency management system. But whether it's an agency management system, website sale, I always bring up this screen because I want to show off this. Now, of course, it's nice to give a little bit of backstory for those that don't already know. Eddie and Lisa Price own Genesis. Been doing this since '99. We have about 1,000 agencies that work with us. So this screen allows me to talk about them a little bit, but again, most importantly, allows us to show off our strong Google reviews. We genuinely industry for support and training. So just like I would want to start our meetings showing this off, it's an important thing for your businesses as well to have a strong online presence and to have, a presence on Google reviews and some favorable ones, hopefully. And as Eddie was saying, we have a newer product called Genesis Link, which is a CRM that we can pair to our core agency management system, Genesis Now, through Zapier, or we can also move things over manually. There are a lot of things that we can do with this. The reputation management is not the only piece that we could help you with as far as Genesis Link goes, but it's just what we're talking about today. So we could do a website chat for you and include that on your website, and that would be all controlled through here. We can set up marketing funnels. We can send out proposals, all kinds of different things. So this is the CRM that we are going to hopefully roll more and more automations and services out and link to this. But the reputation management is just one piece. This would what you would be logging into to kind of facilitate and manage all of that. Coming into our slideshow, just want to make sure everybody can see this right. Cool. So Genesis Link reputation management. I'll try to keep this super quick. It's fairly straightforward, but when we come in here, it's important, just to piggyback on what I was saying before, why exactly Google reviews matter. Of course, it boosts credibility and trust. Consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations, which is huge. There's tons of different resources online for people to read about your business, but Google reviews are a just nice objective source for people to read, both good things and positive or negative things if there are any. Improves local SEO. For those that don't know, SEO stands for search engine optimization. So that, in the simplest terms as possible, when someone searches for a service or product that you offer in your local area, We just want you to organically or naturally rank as high as possible in that list of Google options that are presented to the person searching. So having a strong presence on Google reviews and having as many favorable reviews as possible can certainly help with that. Ties into influencing consumer decisions. Most consumers these days check some source of online reviews before making a purchase. Tying into that provides customer feedback. They can understand other customers' experiences. They can enhance your click-through rates or CTRs. I mean, there's studies that show that a higher star rating directly results to higher click-through rates, and all kind of ties into the conversation around SEO. Competitive advantage. A lot of insurance agencies, especially small to medium-sized ones, don't even have a Google business profile, as we're finding, which is probably the first thing people should do. But obviously, if you're going to search for things locally, an agency that has 100 reviews opposed to one that has 4, that person is most likely going to have a little bit more trust in the agency with a stronger review presence. Encourages customer engagement. Responding to reviews, both positive and negatives, shows potential customers that you value feedback. So with this whole process, we have a way of filtering out the bad reviews so you can see in areas that you need to improve on, and you have an opportunity to tackle those situations without it directing them directly to a Google review. And we'll talk about that more. And probably most importantly, or one of the important things, we really want to just focus on helping people, but we also want to increase revenue and drive sales, which that's one of the big goals in doing this. Insurance agencies, as we're saying, builds trust and credibility. This is really critical for small to medium-sized insurance agencies. A big piece of what we do as small businesses is about personal relationships. So it's a trust-based business. Potential clients want to see that others have positive experience before committing to an agency. A well-reviewed agency appears more reliable and professional. It's as simple as that. Kind of ties back to why I start every meeting showing off our Google reviews. Improves local search ranking and visibility. This ties into the SEO conversation that we talked about before. But if, in my previous example, just talking about the main Google search page, but that also has an impact on how you rank in Google Maps and other areas that are tied to Google. Differentiates competitors. A lot of us in the small to medium-sized insurance world, agency world, we're competing with the big boys. And you need all the help that we can get, or we need all the help that we can get. So having a strong review base is really a big piece to that. Increases lead conversions. So again, studies show that the more strong of an online presence that you have, especially with how responsive you are to reviews, just ties into what we were saying before as far as people trusting, and that you can hopefully convert more leads and drive revenue. Continued for insurance agencies, generates more referrals. Everybody loves referrals. They're the best type of clients. So happy clients who leave positive reviews make word of mouth marketing more effective. When someone recommends an agent to a friend, the first thing they often do is say, hey, Google the agency. And that doesn't just apply to insurance. That could be for really any product or service. Provide social proof of different insurance types. People may have an idea as far as what they need, but if they're going through and reading different reviews about other products or services that people have purchased from you, then that can just help them bundle different things. Helps with customer retention and feedback. So as we said, we can filter out the bad reviews before they actually go and are posted to your Google review page. So what you want to hear about the bad experiences too as a small business owner. So if you can hear about a hiccup that's happened, or maybe get more information on an issue that happened with one of your producers or one of your CSRs, that's all the better. And tying back to what we were saying before, just encourages more cross-selling, as people will have more visibility other than going to your website to see the types of products and services that you do offer. So here's how it works. I have a few different things here. We can bring in your clients that are in your agency management system, whether that's us, or maybe if you don't have a system, I'm sure you can generate some type of list of active clients. And it could be past clients as well, asking for feedback. As we said, we have a way of filtering things out. So if they give you 3 stars or less, they're asked to provide more detail. It doesn't direct them automatically to your Google review page, which is nice, or your Google business page. If they give 4 or 5 stars, they are directed directly over to your Google business profile, where they can leave a positive review from there. After they leave a review, Genesis Link can automatically wait a few minutes and write a nice reply and to thank them for the review. Next, Genesis Link can automatically post the review on your social media accounts like Facebook and LinkedIn. In addition to that, we can provide a widget on your website that will display recent reviews that are favorable. It only does that for things that are 4 stars and higher. Here is an example of the email that is going, or of an email that can go out asking people to review your agency. This is what you're paying us for. You're not going to have to sit here and draft these emails. We have several different versions of these that we can send out, but it does just allow them to click here, provide their feedback. I'll show you that on the next slide, what that looks like. And yeah, this is just a basic idea of how that messaging can look. We want it to all be professional. Excuse me, wrong way. This is what that screen looks like for people to go in and select the number of stars they want to give you. So as you can see, this is not your Google business profile. This is just a survey that is a landing page, so to speak, that they were directed to after they click on that link in that previous email. If they give you a 3-star review from right there, or 3-star reviews or lower, they are next given this screen. Again, this is not your Google business profile, so you can just get an idea of who they are and what you can do to improve on your service. And if they do give you a 4 or 5-star review, then it will automatically direct you to this familiar page, hopefully. We've all left Google reviews to where they can give you a star rating and share some more details about their experience with working with your agency. The nice thing about this, hopefully we can generate so many reviews for you that this becomes something that you can really lean into, but you're not going to have to respond to these one by one unless you want to. We give you the option. If you want to keep the personal side of things and respond to each review as an owner, you totally can. But if you want to automate that, we can do that as well. As you can see, this is actually a review that was generated by AI. So AI is a fun buzzword. It's nice that we're able to lean into that a little bit more and start to implement some AI strategies or ideas into our products. So
let me interject right here too, Joe, real quick.
Yeah.
This goes back to the free t-shirt, everyone. If you'll put in chat a yes or no to the answer to this question, would you like to get more reviews than you're getting right now? So if you would, this helps you get the free t-shirt at the end. Put yes if you'd like to get more reviews. Put no if you think you're getting about as many that you probably would ever get anyway. So then the follow-up comment I would make on that, yeah, thank you for saying yes, Ashley and Andrea. Everybody's saying yes, cool. And that probably my answer, by the way. No matter how many reviews I'm getting, I want more. To comment on what Joe just said about the leaving replies, answer this for me, please. And this may be all yeses as well. Do you feel like in your agency you respond to every single Google review that comes in? Would you mind putting a yes or no there? And it's okay if it's no, and it's okay if it's yes. I can see that one going either way. Yes, that's good. So it's very important from the sake of SEO, and now also for the sake of AI, like he's talking about AI doing the work. But okay, thank you, Ashley, for that. It's critical that you start replying. So if you take nothing away from today's time together here, please start going in. You need to assign it to someone's job, and they need to respond. And please don't just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a minute. They took a minute to leave the review. Take a minute to expand a little more. Part of the reason you're expanding a little more on what you're saying, like this AI did automatically, is Google likes to see you in a conversation with these people. So to not respond is bad. You need to respond, and responding short is not much better than not responding at all. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's all good. Great insight. Thank you. So yeah, as Eddie was saying, responding to the reviews is a big piece of this. So whether you do that yourself or whether you have our AI tools do that, all the better. We just want to give you the flexibility to work with this in whatever way you want. After that, if you want, we can have this then post any favorable review on your social media. So this is our Facebook page. Hopefully you guys should all be following us on social media. We'd love you to. And you'll see that anytime we get a favorable Google review, which thankfully seems to be most of them, those automatically get posted on our social media page. Here's just an example of that. We want to show off in any way that we can when people give us their praises. So here is also an example of how we can have that widget show 4-star reviews or higher on your website. So yeah, it's one thing for people to see the list of reviews on your Google business page, but this is also ideal to when they're scrolling through the different products and services that you offer to have a widget on there showing the different favorable reviews that they have, and they can scroll through there. As you can see, it's going to show several pages. And that is pretty much our standard presentation. As we said before, we can allow people to unmute themselves if they would want. Ask me, Eddie, or anybody else here on our team as many questions as you need, as it's a fun product, so we're excited to talk about it.
Yeah, so feel free to unmute and just ask a question. Feel free to type a question in the chat, and we're going to give you a second to do that, and then Joe's going to. Some of the people that we've talked to about this have said, well, how much does this cost? And then that's the next thing he's going to show you is if you wanted us to manage this process for you and use the automation that we have built, we'll show you how much that cost. But does anybody have any questions first?
Keeping it easy on me.
Okay,
thank you. So yeah, today's special offer, we usually charge a setup of $299, and we are going to lower that. What do we want to do here, Eddie, on the setup fee?
so
if we're not doing
waiving the setup fee completely, and then the monthly $199 is the only charge that would be, and it's not even $199, it's reduced to $149. So we set it up and do 100% of everything that you just showed, including the automation.
So it's a great deal. It's a tremendous return on your investment. If we can help you drive revenue by getting a handful of reviews a month or even better, it's a great opportunity, especially at this price point. So we've had no problem selling it at standard pricing, but it just makes it that much easier for everyone if we can just get you going for the first month of $149 and every month following that.
Yeah.
So
the thing I would kind of in closing out here emphasize is, and maybe you guys are doing it now. Years ago we were not, but we've been good at it for 7 or 8 years, maybe a little longer. Is you've got to have a consistent process, and it's a good thing for the people in the office to ask customers, hey, please leave us a review, but that's not quite enough normally to get the number of reviews that people want. So the way the automation works here, and the way you should do it, even if you set it up on your own, is don't just ask them one time to leave a review. You have to keep asking them, sending out other emails and text, asking for the reviews in a non-buggy way.
Oh no.
Because only a certain percentage are going to leave.
That's funny. That's the third time this week that I've heard someone tell someone else to unplug it and plug it back in, and it's fixed something. It's funny that you say that.
Yeah, we can hear you, Andrew. So, can you hear us? There you go. So if there are any questions, please ask those in chat or chime in here. Let's do this. Two things. If anyone is interested in this offer, you can email any of our team at sales@genesissoftware.com. And if anyone would like a free Genesis t-shirt just because you came to today's webinar, do the same thing. Send us an email at sales, SALES, @genesissoftware.com and say, I'd like a free t-shirt because I attended today's webinar. And don't tell everybody else in your office to do the same thing, because we know who attended. So they can't get a t-shirt unless they really were here. So, okay, well, I appreciate everybody coming. Joe, Christy, Chris, anything else you guys want to add?
No, just want to thank everybody for attending as well. And thanks for letting me drive, Eddie.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for driving.
Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, thank you.
Situation. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday.
See ya.